I knew by that. I knew right after that that that's what that really was. And like I said, I've been a lot of places. I've been to a lot of prisons. You know, Blood Alley, all these fucking spots. But never ever have I felt such tension, such anger, such hate, hostility in one place. When that thing hit me in my chest, it didn't feel cold, it didn't feel hot, it just felt plain nasty. A feeling inside my body where I didn't understand. After when I figured out, I knew it was death that I felt. But I'm honestly, it hit me so hard that it knocked me into two individuals. I never ever, that were lined up behind me, I never ever felt nothing like that. But I knew once I got on that chair, 5 minutes later, I was stabbing somebody. 5 minutes later, I was stabbing somebody. And I only had been on that chair for 5 minutes. I didn't even get a chance to put my shit down because of the fact that when you get there, they put you all on one cell and you're all packed in there with about 7 dudes. And they all got big ass knives on them. Now what they're doing is they get your name, your booking number, and they send it to the streets. On the streets, they call the county, get all the information, give it back to the person. Then we call again, and all the information comes back. But mind you, during this time that information is going back and forth, you can't put your shit down. You can't sit on nobody's bed. You gotta stand there and wait all that time for that to come back. Due to the simple fact that if one comes back wrong, he's getting handled on the spot. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you're sitting there and you're waiting, and dudes, they're like vultures, they're like piranhas circling the tank, you know? They're hoping that somebody's shit's gonna come back dirty. I know where my shit is because to the fact that when they're about to run my shit, no, they're already handing me the phone. So I get on the phone, I talk to who I gotta talk to. So I put my shit down, you know what I mean? I was already to the point where I had already known people, I already put in work, I already did my thing, so they don't have to run my name in black and white. I'll just tell them, whoever you're on the phone with, tell them, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure they know who I am, and that's what happened. You know, they told somebody that I was there, and they say, hey, I want to talk to you. Like, man, here we go. You got there, got at me, hey, you do this, do that, do this. And I was like, all right, cool. So about 20 minutes later, they tell me that somebody has to get handled. So no, that means somebody has to get stabbed. So they tell me, hey, you know, can you do this and have the door unlocked and, you know, pass this and pass. Yeah. First day I'm there, I'm already on the chair. They cleared my name. The other dudes, excuse me, are still in that room waiting for their name to get cleared. Sometimes it takes hours. Excuse me, and sometimes it takes hours. Last time it took a whole day. The dudes didn't even sleep who they were waiting on information to come back. Because you're not allowed to put your shit down and relax because we don't know who you are, what you're busted for. We're waiting for it to come back from the streets. Like I said, and if it comes back all bad, you're through with money. They're gonna kill you on that chair. They're gonna do what they have to do with you, and they're gonna take as much time as they need because of the simple fact that that's all we have is time in there. Time is so good, but yet time is so evil. You know, because there was a guy where I was at in that gang module, and dudes used to come for situations that happened out there with him on the line, because we're slammed down. Okay, a dude would get there, and I picked this up along the way. I watched how this guy did it. What he did was the dude would get there, and he has to yell on the chair what he wants to talk to him about. He's like, hey, we'll call this dude Jojo. He's like, hey, Jojo, can you tell me on paper what happened out there with you? So Jojo gets the paper. I send him a pen and paper. He writes it all down. Dude gets it, reads it, lets me read it, and then folds it up and puts it away. So Jojo's like, hey, what's up? He's like, oh, I got that. It's a touchdown. Don't worry about it. I got it. Jojo waits a whole week, never says nothing about it. The next week, exactly a week later, he's like, hey, Jojo. Like, yeah, hey, remember what you wrote down the other day? Man, they hit the pad. I had to get rid of it, bro. Can you write it down again? Yeah. So he wrote it down again. So we waited And mind you, we're in the back. We're not going anywhere. Everybody's stuck right there. So he's being real patient. About a month later, he said he has it quiet on the chair. I need to talk to somebody. So everybody gets quiet in the chair. You can't make no noise. You make a noise, you get your fucking ass smashed. But you can listen to what's going on all you want. So he calls JoJo. Hey, JoJo. Yeah, what's up? Hey, go ahead and tell me in your own words what happened out there. Now he tells me, Johnny. We're in the same cell. He wants me to get where he's at. What he does is he puts the two papers down side by side. The one JoJo wrote in the beginning and in the middle. Now we're gonna hear JoJo's story. And he tells me, wait up, JoJo. He says, hey, Johnny, get this paper, get that paper, listen to his story. If anything in his story is not what's right here on paper, he's lying. And I already feel he's lying. So here we go. JoJo starts talking about his story, and his story is not adding up with what he wrote down. So what the dude did was he used time as his friend. What he did was he had JoJo write it down one time, write it down again, and now he has him telling it. So he's gonna tell a lie. The story's gonna change because it's a lie. He's making it up as he goes along. It's not actual fact. Actual fact is gonna be this paper, and his story are gonna be identical because it actually took place. Now this is what I picked up and I used it along the way when I was in situations and I wanted to know what happened to this dude on the yard. Does he gotta go, could he stay? I'd use that scenario. And it was something that I learned in jail, and it was so good that, you know, what made the guy think of something like that? I mean, you got a lot of time in jail and you think about a lot of shit, but who would actually think of, okay, I got this dude back here with me for months. I'm gonna tell him to tell me his story 3 times, and if it changes, it's his ass. And JoJo was not there, no longer with us. Like a day later, they whacked the fuck out of JoJo because of the simple fact that his story didn't add up. You know, it was totally different than what he had written down on paper. So, you know, I share it with you because of the fact that I learned so many things in prison that I brought out here with me, and I utilize in a good way. I don't use them in a bad way, the way he used it with JoJo. You know what I mean? Because but he was so patient. And you know, we discussed about me being patient. I learned to be patient from these guys in here that were patient men, you know, because they're very patient. And to stay patient, you know, being patient, that's a virtue, you know, it's a good thing. And it is, you know, but there's certain things that you can't be patient with. You know, there's certain times when if you be patient with this guy, he's gonna take more advantage of you. You know what I mean? He's not gonna wanna pay you what he owes you, or he's not gonna wanna give you whatever dope you have coming. You know, and you know, I admired prison in a way where prison made me very, very humble. It humbled me in a fashion where, not saying that I wasn't handling business. No, I'll always handle business. That's not gonna stop. What I mean by humble is I learned things in here. I learned things in there in certain scenarios where, in other words, I wouldn't even think of that idea. I wouldn't even fathom the thought of making a man, you know, tell his story a couple times and catch him in a lie, you know. It's so devious in there, and they play so many mind games in there that, you know, I see guys just lying, you know. They got another thing in there, say I go in there and I take something that belongs to me and it's for me. Well, you know, I have to give a third of that. Give it away to someone I don't even know. I don't mind if the cause is right, but I don't like where, yeah, it's going upstairs, but by the time it gets upstairs, it's been touched like 15 times. So what I sent up there is not actually getting up there. I might have sent 5 grams and they only get a half a gram. But it touches so many hands as it goes along because it has to reach its destination, you know, but at the same time, you're dealing with dope fiends, thieves, connivers, you know, everything you could think of, bums, you know, and so many people are touching that you gotta remember where you're at. You're at where the motherfuckers commit all kinds of crimes. You know, and if you're gonna send something through the ground, you know it's liable to get touched. There's dudes that will take that gamble and touch something. But little do they know, these things are wrapped in a certain way where it's wrapped with a green balloon. It came from the streets with a green balloon. They didn't find a green balloon inside jail and rewrap it. So if they get that issue and they open that issue and that green balloon breaks, it's their ass because you can't retie it. It's tied so tight with a little ass knot. If you want to get in it, you have to actually break that. And if that green balloon is broken, somebody touched that issue. So that was something else I learned. They do so many things in jail where they do it to a point where they know if something's been touched or somebody's been tampering with shit. You know what I mean? I've seen a Bible that every third page had nothing but $50 things of heroin inside the Bible. Now this Bible just got handed from the priest to the homie. He handed a Bible with that much dope in every third page. They would iron it so thin that they would actually put 10 of them in there and iron shut, super glue the pages together. So when they got the book and they went, because they're just gonna run their finger along it to see if anything would fall out. Nothing's gonna fall out because everything is sewed in the pages. But the best one I ever seen was a dude got a package with some bags of Cheetos. He tells me, "Hey Johnny, come on." We open the bag of Cheetos. He pours them all on top of a piece of plastic in his bed, and he goes, boom. Do you know that they put little yellow straws about that big, packed them with dough? Got the Cheetos, another bag of Cheetos, put them in a bowl, crunched them all up, put a little bit of water, then they got the straw, packed it with dough, burned both ends, and then got the Cheeto and just put the Cheeto together. Remember, a Cheeto doesn't have any shape to it. They're different sizes. They got the Cheeto and they put all this stuff back on each straw. So there was 30 straws inside each bag. There was 4 bags. Each bag contained 30 straws inside. But you couldn't see the straws until you got the Cheeto and you actually either bit it or took it apart. But that was the best thing. When the dude put the Cheetos down and he grabbed it and he went, bang. And then he went, and he showed me the straw. I was like, what the? Heroin, glass, weed. But the way they did was they made the little straw and then they just put the Cheeto back together, threw it back in the bag, sealed the bag back, shook the bag a little, and sent it on its way. Because anything on the ground doesn't get X-ray, only in the air. So if you say you're sending something you don't want to get tampered with, you send it on the ground. Just 2 months ago, we received a box in the mail. Not addressed to us, but it was just in the mailbox. So we got it. I sat it on the refrigerator. Didn't touch it for a whole week. Finally, I was like, what the fuck is in this box? Do you know I opened that box, you know what was in there? 2 ounces of glass and an ounce of heroin. And found it in the mail. Found the mail. Just found the box on top of a mailbox. So it was just sitting there. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna take this box. Fuck it. It's been sitting there for 3 days. Mind you, it was sitting for 3 days outside. I grabbed it, took it, I put it up on there. I didn't think twice of it. But when I opened it, that's what was in there. An ounce of heroin and 2 ounces of glass. Don't know who it was going to because I know it had a fake name. But it just happened to come to where our mailbox is at. So I grabbed it, So what I was getting at was like, being in jail, you pick up so many traits. A lighter that just has a flick, that just flicks, no little flame to it, is just as good as a lighter that works. All you do is get some toilet paper, get it, twist it up, leave a little bit of it sticking out, get some lint from your sock, put it on top of that toilet paper, get the lighter, turn it upside down, scrape it to where little flint falls on that lint, and then you just flick it, and it ignites. That's just the way to get fire. Another one is there's a light socket. Get 2 pieces of lead. You need 3 pieces of lead. You get 2 pieces of lead and you stick them inside the socket, each socket. Then you get another piece of lead, get a toilet paper, fold it over, twist the lead to where the lead's sticking out. You got the toilet paper, and you tap it, and it explodes with another piece of toilet paper you have on the side. It explodes, and then it lights this toilet paper, and you have a light. Now, before I would not stick any lead inside an outlet, but because we're in a place where we actually need a light, I have to stick the lead inside the fucking outlet, because 9 times out of 10, I'm the one out there working on the tier, because I want to know what's going on in my house. So I'm the one working on the tier. You know, I've popped that socket so many times where I took the power out in half of the building one time, and that shit must have blew up, and leads got shot like bullets. They hit the walls like it just blew up too big. I went to hit it, and it blew up, and fire came out, and it just blew those leads, and it shot the leads everywhere. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, you know, you learn so many things in jail, how to do things, how to make shit. You know, and then so many dudes are telling you, you know, how to cook dough, you know, how to sound dough, what not to do the next time you get out. You know, they run you down so much shit that I think in there you get out more of a devious person. You get out with more vital information. You know what I mean? It makes you. It made me a very cautious individual. You know, I'm very cautious with what I do. You know, I've did so many things in jail and got away with them, to where I've been to places where dudes are like, how in the fuck ain't you back here yet with us? I just plan my shit out. You know, I go plan A, plan B, and plan C, you know. If you're gonna stab a dude on a yard, you know, you have to have some getaway plan. You know what I mean? Because you're on a yard and there's all kinds of people. You have to have an extra set of clothes, you know. You have to think of it so good to get away with it. My whole thing was to get away with it. I did things and got away with it because I just didn't jump the gun. I'm not that individual that wants to go earn all kinds of points and stab a dude right under the gun tower. Nah. I'd rather be the guy jogging around the track, and on the third lap run by and just stick it in his neck and just keep running. And then run the handball court and take those clothes off, put something out and start playing handball. By the time they hit the buzzer and get this dude, I'm already done sweating playing handball. A gang of people see me playing handball, and I did it within the nick of time. Within the nick of time, I've hit a motherfucker and stepped out of my clothes right into some other clothes, and got away with it. I got away with so much shit, but like I was saying, you know, it's a shit because jail makes you a whole different type of man, a whole different type of individual. You see it all there. You hear every lie, you see every story happen over and over and over and over again. And people think, oh man, ask Johnny, he knows what time it is. No, Johnny has just seen the same scenario that you're in right now happen with just different individuals. But the same thing happened. Now, the way I'm gonna do it is, okay, now I wanna handle the situation. Okay, I can do it this way, but damn, last time they did it that way, it ended up all bad. Or I can do it this way, the way I've seen it done all these times, and everything just came out good. So they'll come with a problem, I'll give them the answer, then they'll go back and say, how did you know? Because I've seen the same scenario happen over and over and over again, but just different individuals, just different men. The only thing different is every man reaction is different. You know, you got dudes that you can pump up and they'll go handle business, but as soon as they're done handling business, they deflate and become that weak individual that they were in the beginning. You just pumped them up and gave them a little bit of, you know, yeah, I could do it. And after they do it, they're no good to you anymore. They're what you call expandable. You become expandable. You become, yeah, it's expandable. Yeah, you become expandable. You know, we don't need you. We'll just get rid of you because there's like 50 more motherfuckers that'll be in line. Yeah, because, you know, us being Southsiders, we never run short in jail. If they move 50 of us off the yard, they'll go put 50 more back on. So, you know, it doesn't really matter. You know, I want to share that with you today about things I learned in jail, you know. And, you know, and I share them with you due to the fact that these are things I learned and they take me through life now. I use them out here, but I use them mainly in a positive manner. Some I still got to use negative because there are some dudes out here that need a thorough ass work.
Last Tuesday, this guy robbed me blind. Or at least that's what would have happened if I didn't have my Vivint smart security system. Instead, this is what actually happened. Thief walks up. System detects thief. System scares thief.
Camera recording.
Thief runs away. If you don't have a camera that does this, learn more at Vivint.com. Vivint, smart security professionally installed.
In 2021, U.S. leaders will face a confounding and wretched situation in the greater Middle East. The policies of the Bush, Obama, and Trump administrations have been consistent with America's tendency to engage the region episodically and pursue short-term solutions to long-term problems. As the American experience in Iraq has demonstrated, treating symptoms rather than causes.
You know what I mean, Mark? I got you. I'm like, anytime, brother, you know? Like I said.
Ready, Mark? Well, you know, it's the middle of December, and we're almost into a new year. I was thinking about speaking today on the topic, maybe, you know, when you're in the gang life and the gang style, you know, there's a lot of things that come with it. You know what I mean? There's women, you know, there's money, you know, there's guns, you know, there's liars, manipulators. You got all types of them, you know. And the thing that I wanted to talk about today was, you know, has a lot to do with the drug trade. You know, I'm not gonna put no names out there, any people, or where they're at, or what kind of drugs, nothing like that, but I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I haven't used drugs. I've tried every drug you can imagine. You know what I mean? I've tried them, I've slammed, I've drank, I've smoked, snorted, you know, I tried them all, and there's only one or two that really stuck around for a while. All the rest went, like marijuana, that came and went, you know, cocaine came and went, crystal meth came and went, but the hard one that didn't leave was heroin, you know? And heroin catches you up so bad that, you know, you hear guys say, oh, they'll sell their own mama for it. I have seen dudes that'll sell anything they have. You know, I ran into people that will give you the title to their car, you know, let you live in their house, you know. One time we ran into this guy, you know, and I remember selling him a 20 on the corner one time. It was in my hood. I was selling a little bit of dope. This dude came and bought a 20, you know what I mean? And I had never seen him before, but I had heard through the grapevine that the dude had money, you know. So I followed him around the corner to see what he got in, and he got in a pretty nice car. He got in one of those Chrysler 300s, you know, but it was really nice. And I'm thinking, why is this dude only buying a 20 when he's driving a brand new car, you know? But as I got to meet the guy, I found out why, you know what I mean? Who this guy was he was the major drug dealer for like 3 cities around us. And remember, he only came and bought a 20 off me, so I was like, when I found out about him, I was like, why would this guy only come and buy a 20 and not buy a big issue when he has a lot of money? Well, what he was doing was he had his fillers out there. I mean, he had his fillers out there. He wanted to know who were the main ones from the hood, who moved the most dope, who had the most juice, you know what I mean? And this dude, he was pretty good, you know what I mean? He used to come and he bought another